All right, Arvin Talks, episode 4. Before I get started, I'm going to explain why that tortoise is over there, that stuffed animal. That's not a real tortoise. 8 years ago today, I got my first ever pet. It was a male Russian tortoise. Um, Never mind the fact that he very mysteriously died within a few weeks, but it was the first pet I ever had, and it was a very exciting day. And now I'm making this video today, so I thought, why don't I put the tortoise there to commemorate him? Anyway, today I'm going to talk about drugs, or what we call drugs usually. Um, it's kind of funny when you think about drugs because it already starts with like this very negative connotation. It's like they tell us like don't do drugs. They make it sound like it's this bad thing. And they're not actually drugs. Most of the things we call drugs are not drugs. If you want to like call them respectfully, not just respectfully, like accurately, they're just plant healing medicines. We can use them to heal us spiritually and emotionally. And the things that we don't call drugs are drugs. The things that you go to the store for that are pills made by somebody you don't know in some laboratory, you don't even really know what's in it. That's what a drug is. And I'm not saying those things aren't helpful. I'm not saying I don't appreciate what they can do. But, if we want to call that medicine, we should call the other stuff medicine too. I mean, that stuff was here first. Marijuana is natural. Mushrooms are natural. And a lot of people don't look at it that way because of what they're told growing up. Even now with the world waking up to what ayahuasca is and marijuana getting legalized slowly in America, it's still like one of the most misperceived things in the world. And out of all the lies we're told growing up, what we're told about drugs is about as untrue as anything we're told. When I was a kid and we're going through DARE and they're telling us why we shouldn't smoke or drink or do any of this stuff, I really thought, okay, you know what? Like, me just always wanting to be really strong and everything and just like not going to be swayed into doing things I don't want to do. Like, I thought, okay, I'm never doing drugs. I will never give in to peer pressure. They talk about how people give in to peer pressure. I will not do it. And I held to it. All through high school, I never smoked anything. I never drank, or did I drink? I don't know. Maybe I drank once or twice. I never smoked anything or tried any drugs till I was 22. And I thought I was better that whole time. I judged my friends for doing it. I thought they were weak. And why did I finally give in and start doing it? I don't know. I guess I was just getting bored and I just thought, whatever, why don't I just try it? And part of the other reason why I didn't do it for so long is I thought I would like it. I was afraid I would like it and I would start wanting to do it all the time. Now, anything you want to do all the time, that could become a problem in its own right, but it also depends why you want to do it all the time. And, it's sort of like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, did I create for myself that I was going to love weed? Or was it just like an intuition, But, yeah, when I tried weed and I thought I might like it, boy, was I right. Like, I laughed so hard for so long. That first day, I laughed for hours. It was a huge tension release. And, it's not that I became a pothead overnight, but like over the next few years, I started using it all the time. And I was smoking a lot of blunts. Blunts are just kind of the New York way. And from like ages 23 to 25 and at various other junctures in my mid to late 20s, I was smoking blunts all the time and not even realizing I was getting addicted to tobacco. I thought when you gut a cigar and dump all the tobacco out, I thought the paper you roll the weed back up in with, I thought there was just like tobacco residue. I didn't realize that was all tobacco, and that's what was making me want to do it so much. I mean, yeah, you like the high of weed, but you're also getting the high of tobacco, and it's just, I didn't even know what I was doing. It's amazing. And look, tobacco and alcohol, I mean, I like alcohol too. I don't really drink. And I don't smoke tobacco, but, tobacco is also a plant healing medicine. All plants have a spirit. Just the thing with tobacco and alcohol, as we understand it, it may help us. It may help us some ways, but you got to be careful with that stuff. That stuff can really harm you if you do it too much. And that's why I gave up smoking blunts a few years ago. I mean, I have one here and there, but like, I just, I just didn't want to keep smoking tobacco because I thought it was harming me. And multiple times in my 20s, I also stopped smoking weed for like a couple of months here and there. And then I go back once I think, okay, I've broke long enough. I'm just going to go back, I think those times I wanted to stop is because I actually still believe the lie that weed is bad for me. In my early mid-20s, I think I was using weed more of as an escape than as a healer. People tell you like drugs are bad, drugs will ruin your life, but if your life is spinning out of control and there's one particular thing you're always doing, it's not the thing you're doing, it's you. You can get addicted to anything. You could escape reality by watching sports, by cleaning your kitchen, by doing laundry. I mean, infinite number of things. So if it's just all about why. It's all about why are you doing this? And when I started using weed as a healing medicine is when I was getting more out of it. Now it's serving me. But part of me always kind of wanted to stop smoking weed, not because I think it's bad for me anymore, just because all the things it helps me with, I know I can do without it. We're not limited to anything. So, even though it helps me with creative thinking and it helps me introspect really, really deep, and what did I just say? It helps me reflect really introspectively. And, I love it for that, but part of me wants to stop using it because I want to see how powerful can I be with as little as possible. How much of a minimalist in this aspect can I be? I don't want to be a minimalist in all regards. I like having certain things. But there are other things I know that I want to see how far I can push myself. Like how strong can I make myself? Not because it's better. It's just what I want to do. I'm not worse for smoking weed now the same way I wasn't better for not smoking weed then. If you want to smoke weed, then just smoke weed. Like there's no better and worse. Like there's no like extra benefit to stopping, just as there's no extra negative to doing it. I've been using it all the time the last few years because it helps me, because it's a medicine, it's a healer. And for no other reason. And if I'm ever supposed to stop doing it, then I'll stop doing it. Like I'll get around to, like I'm not going to force myself to stop doing it because it's not better or worse if I keep doing it. And then I started getting really burnt out on poker, and I just wanted to stop playing. I just wanted to just go back to the other side of work, and just have like a schedule and just do all the things I used to want to get away from. And I want to be a poker dealer. And then it occurred to me, if you're going to be a poker dealer, like, then you have to stop smoking. I mean, yeah, you could pass a drug test without stopping smoking, but I don't want to do all that. It's just, that was what my path was to be, to help me to like do something that I want to do the whole time underneath, and that's stop smoking. So I just gave it cold turkey. I mean, it kind of sucked those first few minutes where I'm just like, oh my God, like I don't want to, God, I got to stop. I mean, and it wasn't that difficult. I wasn't having withdrawals. The difficulty was just, it's such a habit. I'm just so used to going home and being able to do it, or I just pick something up, or I just eat something. You just get high. I think giving cold turkey is something a lot of my friends probably wouldn't have thought I'd be able to do. Maybe. Not that it matters. Just because it's like I'm high all the time when I'm with them. Anytime there's something fun to do, I would get high for it. Why not? I mean, I've been in control of it this whole time. Like, I would never do it before, I would never do it before something I thought it might distract me from doing. I would wait till after. So, of course, anything can be a drug. Of course, marijuana can be a drug. You could get mentally addicted to it, but you can get addicted to anything. So what's the difference? Sigmund Freud, the neurologist, he was all about cocaine. Some of the most profound things he said were on cocaine. I don't know how much he used each time, but he was a big proponent of it. Now, cocaine is a little different because it is synthetically made. I mean, it starts with a natural plant, but it is made in the lab. And I don't necessarily recommend doing cocaine because that stuff is extremely addicting. And yeah, I did it one time. I did it one time. I didn't even like it. And then the next day, I was just sitting at my desk, just like I am here now, and I wasn't even thinking about it. And just all of a sudden, I'm just like, I think I want some more of that. And I was just like, wow, they were not kidding about this stuff. And I don't know how many people use cocaine to like actually help them think and stuff like that. I think it's just used to party, and a lot of people end up getting addicted to it. And yeah, it's really just all about the why you do things. And like you want to use things because they help you. If you want to use cocaine, then go ahead and use cocaine. There's no better and worse. Every decision you want to make is just about what you feel like doing. You don't need approval. You don't need anything. It really is that simple. It's just what do you feel like doing in your heart? What does your heart say? And now that I'm off weed for all this time, I kind of just want to stay off it. It's like, okay, it's like, there's nothing wrong with going back, but it's like, all right, I'm used to this. Now I'm used to this daily pattern. So I just want to stick with it. The same reason why I wanted to stick with weed. Now, I don't think there's anything that's going to require me going back to weed. Getting a dealer job, yeah, that kind of required I stop smoking if I wanted to make passing a test easier. But yeah, if you want to change your mind, change your mind as much as you want. A lot of people judge that as like this bad thing, but like why? It's like, it's, you change your mind, you decide you don't want to smoke, you go back to it, okay. Like, you're not giving in. What are you giving into? Like, you're just changing your mind. What's the difference? What is the difference? What is the difference if you smoke weed, or if you smoke this, or if you smoke that? What's the difference? It's just about finding those things that help you become who you are, feel close to who you are. That's all we're really trying to do. That's the only reason you do anything. You like doing it. It's just it makes you feel like you. You feel close to you. Yeah. I could go much longer about this. I could go on all day about it, I'm sure, but I won't. So I guess I'll just call it here. So we'll talk again soon. Bye.